the last few months, I've been focusing more on this intentional practice and training here at home to prepare myself for jumping up to the next level, bringing that back to competition, getting better results. And we know that in order to get those better results, you have to have a better process, focusing on having a good process. So what I've done here is looking into these different instructional videos, getting advice from people, focusing on how the pros play. And I see that beyond just knowing that you have to have a consistent process, that there are specific things that I wanted to bring into my practice. And one of them is a smooth, slow, consistent kind of stroke. And the ideas that I was coming across specifically in this one video, which I want you guys to check out, I'll put a card up here for you, this clinic that Mark Wilson put on at the Derby City about the timing of your stroke. And people talk about that, you'll hear it in commentary all the time. That not just a smooth delivery or coming all the way through the ball, but the idea that their timing is on. And so what Mark talks about, and I'll cut to a clip here in a second, is this idea that the timing of the stroke tends to be within this specific window. So what I want to do here in these training sessions, I'm going to get your feedback on what you guys think of this idea, what you're noticing in the game, is to slow down my backswing in the same kind of timing that he mentions here in this clip. So let's take a look.
We want that 1.2 to 1.8 seconds, okay? And that phrase is this, right when you start to pull back. Ladies and gentlemen, and just as you're saying man, right there, that's an impact.
So as I watched this video, I was really curious about what my stroke has looked like historically before I was aware of this idea. So what I did is I went back to older matches, some of them from Vegas, some of them from here in Colorado where I play, and wanted to get a sense of what my timing has looked like. So let's take a look at some of those clips and just see what some of the averages are. And in looking at these clips, what I would do is compare the timestamp at the finish, which is contact with the cue ball, to the beginning of the backstroke, and then cut that out for time and see how long the backstroke was. And that's including any kind of pause that's there in the backstroke, right? So the beginning of the swing, all the way back to the pause, all the way through to the ball, that's the full cycle of the timing. So that's the timing that I'm looking for in the same window that Mark mentions. So now that we're aware of this, I want us to have these two dedicated practice sessions, and I'll throw up a time lapse here, sped up video, and I slow it down for the full backswing, and then I'm going to throw up some numbers for what the timing of the backswing is, just for the sake of comparison. I want to get this out there. I want to get some feedback from you guys to see what you think about this training method. And I also am just curious to set the precedent here to see if we can get better results by focusing on a better process. So I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of content. Please give me feedback. Let me know what you think about this. And we're just going to keep doing it. We're just going to keep putting in the work and just tighten up our game. So thanks for being here. there you have it. So just some reflections on what this was like. This was a few weeks ago, full transparency. It takes me a while to cut these videos together, but what I remember from this practice session is that the mindfulness involved in slowing down the backswing was really fascinating. It slowed down my overall pace to some extent, but I did feel the stroke in a different way. It's kind of hard to articulate, I guess. I'm just like reflecting on it now. The shot making was interesting because it definitely impacted a few of the pocketing abilities, which I'm sure you'll see in the video. I definitely noticed that. On the other hand, there were other times where slowing down the backswing did allow me to pocket a ball with more authority or feel the shot more. Overall, I think my results specifically related to the timing were good. I think they're good results, just objectively speaking. Practically putting the video together, doing the timing, cutting it, figuring out how long the backswing was miserable. It was really crunchy to go through and do that editing and chop up all these tiny little segments and then measure things out. And I'm sure I was making mistakes in there to some extent, just based on how I was measuring the timing. So that, there's certainly a margin for error there. But overall, I like the practice. I think there's a lot to be gained from this in slowing down the backswing and training this in when you're in that practice mindset, training this into yourself. I feel very confident that you're going to get consistent results, good results, better results from this method of training. So I do like this. And in the intervening weeks here, since having started this training courtesy of Mark Wilson, I have been thinking about this more. I'm incorporating it into my game, and it is helping me get better results to some extent. So overall, I'm really happy with this, and I'm going to continue to do that practice and put together videos like this. And hopefully there are some other things that we can incorporate that will get us the results that we're looking for before we get to Vegas here in August. So fingers crossed, hopefully we do make it to that. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. If you're still here, remember to do YouTube stuff, liking it, sharing it with people, subscribing if you're not already subscribed. That helps out the channel a lot. I'd love to have you guys here. And stay tuned. There's more content on the way. Thanks, guys.